Schedule. There we go.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Sure. Welcome to NasCanucks. I'm your host, Ben. This is the co-host, Doug. Presented by Vibraprint. Please like and subscribe. See, we didn't wait an hour to say that. Welcome, Terry. Yeah, there we are. So, it's still the off season. Sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's happened in the last week? See, yeah, it's going to be one of those shows. Yeah, the show may be delayed due to snow. No, the show was delayed due to craptastic internet.
Yes. Yes.
And it wasn't mine.
No, it wasn't. Technically not mine. It was someone else and someone else. They're running from the other studio here.
Exactly. Hey, I wasn't even home half an hour ago, so there we are. I don't like wearing my hat. I got this buckle, and it's a cold spot right in the forehead. I don't like that. So we'll go with Fruitcake Tony is sponsoring me this week. There we go. I'm doing the hat dance.
Yeah.
Show me your pick, YouTube show. There we go. Eddie Van Haskell in the house. Other channel.
Wrong channel. Yep. But yeah.
All I'll say about that is when doing the product demos, certain companies, Master 8 picks. You really got to watch the punctuation on Master 8. Really got to. Wow. Yeah. That was sure. So yeah, let's see. What do we got going on? Oh, yeah. We talked about it right at the end of the regular season, the 2021 NASCAR season. They used to always say tentative along the bottom, right, with the asterisks. Yep. And I missed that the last few years. They really need to add that back because we've already got to change.
Got to change, yeah. I was going to say, hey, we are live from Victory Lane tonight.
That's right. We are. We're live from Victory Lane at Charlotte Motor Speedway, apparently during the 54th running of the Coke 600.
That was, 6 years ago? 7 years ago?
It was something.
We're back in time.
Yep.
Yeah, so new
every week is throwback week.
New schedule out. A little bit of a couple changes into it, I believe.
Yep. Which is kind of nice. And somebody said, I saw on Twitter, somebody commented, what does that mean? So what we should let them know is the California Speedway race gone. They're adding Daytona road course race and its replacement. So someone commented on Twitter I can't remember, maybe to Moody. Let's say to Moody, because we'll give him a shout out. Oh, it's this. We're going to be at Daytona for a month. And Moody replied, well, actually, if you look at the condensed schedule, Speed Weeks was turned into Speed Week. So now, technically, we're back to Speed Weeks.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah, and then the other thing is we know why NASCAR did this.
Yep.
Nothing at all to do with Fontana being able to start the construction on the new speedway.
Nope.
It's going to be just.
And it has nothing to do with the virus out there or anything like that, even, I would say.
No, it's now just so Golden Boy can win another race.
Yes. Exactly. And yeah, Eddie, those are the accessories that come with those packs of picks.
Yep. But so Fontana. Well, we knew that Fontana was going to get going in the bulldozer at the end of this race,
which I'm glad to see it, because even in that location, to build a track and have the asphalt cure enough, to have any kind of, like, if it's banked at all, or the G forces on that asphalt, you don't need it compressing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because we've seen what happens when you try racing on fresh pavement. It's not good.
No. But no, because not that I wanted to see Fontana go. But just the aesthetics point of it, when you're watching on TV, I used to think I was watching the Michigan race.
Yeah.
Because the tracks are almost the same.
Yeah. Yeah, like, did they add a lane to Michigan? Because that's what it looks like. They cut out an extra inner lane or something, because it's like 5 rows of asphalt instead of 4.
They took out the stands.
Well, that too. Yeah, that too. Right. Why? Because nobody ever shows up for the California race.
Yeah. So yeah,
Which is funny because they're like, it's only 75 miles east of LA. Yeah. Do you know how long it takes to drive 75 miles anywhere in Southern California? Hours. It's a good 3-4 hours outside of LA.
I used to have a truck that would take me hours to drive that far too. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I think we used it to go to Charlotte one year, it seemed.
Thank God that thing is gone. But yeah. So I think it'll be exciting to get another short track, another true half-mile bank speedway.
Yes.
Go for
20, I'm curious.
22.
I'm curious to see what the banking is going to be, because I've heard reports from they were looking at Bristol to model it after, but I saw an overhead shot, and from above, it looks like Martinsville. So it could be a Martinsville, but with Bristol banking.
Why don't they just do a Riverside? Not California. The Riverside Speedway in Nova Scotia.
Not enough room. You don't have enough room in the infield to put in 40 pit stalls without it going all the way around the track, because Riverside's only a third mile, right?
True. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Otherwise, you got South Boston.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's the news. Thanks for tuning in. No. What else we got going on? Oh, we talk about that piece of news I came up with, today, that for the, what's it called? The Supercar Series? The Ray Evernham, Tony Stewart Series?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They're going to be at, I think it's back to being called ORP? Or is it? No, it's Lucas Oil Raceway Park.
Yes, yeah.
Formerly known as O'Reilly's Raceway Park, formerly known as IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park. I think that's all the same track, isn't it?
Was it not Lucas Oil before that? Because
I remember going to O'Reilly after IRP. That was the first. But I think it's actually probably been Lucas for a good 20 years.
Yeah.
But. So, yeah, that series is going there. I really hope they broadcast that on TV in Canada.
I hope so, too. Just to give us that, I don't want to say give us another series, but just, just to give us that extra little
content.
Extra little series to watch.
Well, I did notice in the press release announcing that track, because I saw the retweet from Bobby Labonte, and all Bobby Labonte said is, I won there. So he seems to like the addition. And one of the people tagged in the tweet was CBS Sports. So does that mean CBS is looking to get back into racing? Because in my personal opinion, looking back, with those rose-colored glasses, back in the day, CBS had the best coverage.
Well, if it is on CBS Sports, then we probably won't get it up here.
Right. Then again, we get the stuff that's on NBC Sports or other stuff like that. It's very rare that they actually put a race on network TV anymore.
Yeah. And people call into SiriusXM all the time and complain about it, but they are putting it on their sports network.
Right.
Go figure.
Because everybody wants everything for free.
Putting a sport on a sport network. Wow.
Yeah, what a concept.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, might be because nobody watches TV much, network TV anymore, or nobody wants to pay the fees to be shown on network TV.
Why are they putting dramas on the Lifetime channel? Who knows?
What? When was the last time TLC, the Learning Channel, actually had an educational program on it? Other than what to avoid.
I learned what people to stay away from.
Well, that's true. All right. Thanks for tuning in, Tom. Cool. Shout out right in there. Nice. I think he's already gone because it says we got one person watching, but there's 3 people in the chat. So maybe they're all hanging out at Eddie's house. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, so I'm trying to think if there's any other news that has come up. I haven't heard any driver stuff.
Nope. I saw a photo of the 23 car.
Okay,
but it looked very CGI, so I think it might have been a mock-up.
Probably, yeah.
like one of those 3D graphic deals, because it was just a little too weird. I was like, what's with the lighting? Like, it looks like the scene from Gone in 60 Seconds when they first see Eleanor with the single skylight of light hitting the hood type thing. I was like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing that now?
But yeah, I think and I've heard some people going on about how long will they be with Joe Gibbs Racing? Will they get this year because of what's happened with Furniture Row and with Levine Family Racing now? Once they go with Gibbs, they fizzle out after 2 years. Well, we've already been over that a bunch of times here. Furniture Row, that was already planned. They were not coming back. They were going to go one more year just because Barney felt the pressure.
Contracts. Yeah.
But, Barney Visser said clearly, I wish I could find that interview that he said, once he won his championship, he could walk away without any care. And that's
right. Yeah, I fully agree on that. And
as I wear the 78 shirt.
And all I'm thinking to myself is, it's going to be in the next year or 2 or 3, we'll start the same conversations that we were having 25 years ago. And you're going, where is he going with this? Which was, how much longer is Dale Earnhardt going to drive for Richard Childress? Or is he going to finish out his career with his own team? Are we going to say the same thing with Denny Hamlin? Yeah. And it gives Denny and Coach that option, where, because Coach is always one of those, I got 5 drivers and 4 cars.
Yeah. Denny
can say, well, I'll just field a second team, and move my sponsors with it.
Because really, they lost Jones, but they got drivers ready to come up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? They've
got several drivers. Sure, he would struggle for a couple of years, but you can move up Harrison Burton now. He'd be competitive. He wouldn't be a liability out there, which is all you have to do is not be a liability.
And you know what? For as much as people say, I think Harrison is. Well, he's the dream driver for any team, but I think he would be a dream driver at JGR just with his attitude and just the whole.
Yep.
We've seen it, and we've talked about it. We've had it on the family atmosphere at JGR. He would fit perfectly.
Exactly. Same as when we see those drivers that do no wrong and have a chip on their shoulder in the Xfinity Series. I'm like, there's a future Penske driver.
Yeah.
Also, news, a race shop is moving locations.
Okay.
Ken Schrader Racing is moving.
Oh. Because we just found where the other one was, and that's hard enough to find a second time.
Yep. Well, you won't have to try finding it again now. Apparently they're moving. I'm assuming somebody's probably expanding that industrial park or something. Maybe that, the company that kind of shares that campus with his building.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of housing development going up around that area too.
Oh yeah.
And I see a lot around here because I live close to a speedway. Someone moves in next door to a speedway and then starts giving noise complaints. It's always noisy every Saturday night, 6 months of the year. Why'd you move in next door to a speedway that's been there for 50 years?
That's the same. Well, it's the same thing. You get people complaining about airports. Oh, they got airplanes flying over. Well, you moved in next to an airport.
Mm-hmm. But the house was cheap. I wonder why. You're under the flight line.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the funniest. I remember, because where I live, we get a lot of retirees out of Toronto that come down here, and because you can sell your home there and live rich down here due to different housing prices. And people moved in, and because we were still running out there at the time, it was in the late 90s. And, people moved in, they I'm starting a petition. And everyone's like, okay, sure. Right. Mm-hmm. And they went straight to the mayor with it. Mayor of Brighton, Ontario. Mayor of the town at the time also owned the Speedway, so it kind of fell on deaf ears. Sure, kind of sounds like an episode of Dukes of Hazzard, but he wasn't the county boss, but he was the mayor and happened to own the Speedway.
I know that we could hear it when we camped at Presqu'île as well too.
I could hear it at my old house.
Yeah.
And I don't live anywhere near there. Like what? Good 5-6 miles.
Yeah.
Easy.
And even camping at Presqu'île, you can hear some of the other campers at next campsites complaining about, oh, what's that? That sound like a bunch of bees kind of swarming around. And I'm like, shut up! I'm trying to listen to a race, even though I can't see it, and all I hear is just cars going. I'm getting my fix, so just be quiet.
I remember as a kid hanging out at a cottage in Conscon, which it's right near North Beach, which to last week's story, out that way.
Yeah,
we're sitting there at night.
I'm very familiar with that beach.
Yep. And we could hear the Speedway in Conscon because, as you know, at the Speedway, you look south, there's that marsh, and then it goes out into basically the bay in Conscon and stuff is on the other side of it. So it just sails right across the open water. And it's just as loud as it was at home. And it wasn't bad unless you had the windows open in the summer and the sprint cars were in town. Sprint cars ran, you had to turn up the TV during restarts a bit, because they just group in a bunch together. But once they spread out, then it's pretty constant.
And speaking of sprint cars on dirt, I don't like that you're wearing that shirt because that's the one that I wanted to buy. Just saying. Yeah.
Well, it's barely my size. It looks like my arms are waiting for a flood. Oh, see, you can't even see it. See,
well, that was like the 80s kind of 3/4 sleeve kind of.
Yeah, but it's a 9/10 sleeve. That's the problem. So I'm constantly always pulling on it, but
still,
it's
old school Casey Kane shirt.
There we go.
Yeah.
You were like, I want this. I'm like, that's my size. Yoink.
Yeah.
All right. Any comments, questions? This is a Q&A show, folks. If you have any questions, ask away. We might even have an answer. What else we got going on?
One thing we haven't touched on.
What's that?
Speaking of JGR, is the crew chief swap.
Yes.
There. Now, it happened so long ago that I've now forgot the participants.
Kyle Busch's crew chief.
Well, Kyle Busch, Adam Stevens.
Sure, I don't remember the names.
Just let me look it up here. So Kyle Busch's crew chief, Adam Stevens, moves to the 20 car with Chris Bell.
Right.
And I'm just looking at this here. Bayshore. Ben Bayshore moves to first time in the Cup. Because he previously served as an engineer for the 18 team, so he's moving in with Kyle. A lot of people wanted to say there was a big split between Kyle and Adam, that they had their outs because they weren't winning, and Adam's come on record and said, no, this was brought on to us by coach, and it wasn't Kyle saying, get me a new crew chief. It wasn't Adam saying, get me a new driver. It was just, you got the new guy in Christopher Bell coming up. Let's give him someone who kind of knows what he's doing.
Yep.
The running start, if you will. And Kyle seems to be pretty happy with having Ben aboard. So we'll see, we'll see what that brings for them.
So that brings me up off the top of my head. What crew chief do you think is probably and I'll call him overrated, because it's basically a crew chief that's probably worked for more than one driver that still has a job, but really doesn't have much of a resume to back up said job. Somebody just hit me right away. He's totally made the rounds within one organization, probably is crew chief on just about every team for that organization.
Trying to think. I know there's a bunch that are no longer in the sport that I'm glad are no longer crew chiefs. But
I'm thinking Alan Gustafson.
I was just going to say, I think you're thinking probably a guy at Hendrick, and that guy at Hendrick would be Gustafson, because, he had a young Kyle Busch. He's had a Jeff Gordon. He never had a Jimmy Johnson.
No. I thought he was Jimmy's last crew chief this year. No, that was Cliff Daniels. Oh, okay. Never heard of him.
No. Gustafson was Golden Boy's crew chief.
Oh, damn it. So I guess that secures his employment for 20 years.
Threw that out the window, but yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, up until because he was with Casey Kane.
Yep. Mark Martin.
But yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he didn't crew chief for Jimmy Johnson and Dale Jr., but he crew chief for like every other Hendrick driver in the last decade.
Yep.
Sure. Alex Bowman, did he crew chief for him?
No.
Gotcha.
Then that's now reminding me of let me look this up now because I know who finished 7th in the Snowball Derby this past weekend.
Oh yeah, right. I thought that was like New Year's Day they ran the Snowball Derby.
Oh, maybe they would, but yeah.
The snow is barely flying.
Speaking Ken Schrader, former Ken Schrader racing driver in the ARCA series, being Ty Majeski.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah.
It's an Majeski.
It's Polish.
Won the Snowball Derby. So
nice.
I'm trying to think here. I know Kyle Busch did finish 7th in that race, and I was like,
yeah, that's kind of Kyle Busch's Chili Bowl.
The Chase Elliott did finish 3rd.
I'm shocked he actually ran it.
Well, yeah. Well, he did run it before, and everyone was like, he's a past champion. No, he's not. He won the race, but he had a cheated up car and was disqualified.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just surprised because usually that up nose in the air Hendrick attitude is like you don't even run Xfinity once you hit Cup. That's why you can count the amount of Busch Series starts by Jeff Gordon after he hit Cup on one hand.
Maybe this is just showing that hey, we're gonna let someone else run other stuff in the off season.
Well, that's the thing because like Kyle Larson right now is going, hey.
Well, Chase Elliott is running the Chili Bowl as well.
Really?
Yes.
Damn it, Chase! You actually had to move up in my books. You moved up. You're still in the appendix. You haven't even made it into chapter 1 yet. You're still in the forward.
So Ty Majeski finished 1st. Derek Thorne 2nd. Chase Elliott 3rd. Chandler Smith, who ran the Truck Series, I believe. I know he ran the Truck Series. Not sure if he ran into the any of the Xfinity Series races. He finished 4th. 5th was Caden Honeycutt. 6th was Cole Butcher. 7th, Kyle Busch. Grant Empinger from the Truck Series. He ran 8th for Go Fast Racing. They put a team in that.
Okay.
In that thing. Derek Griffith finished 9th. Kyle Plott finished 10th. We'll just run down and see if there's any other names. Caden Lapsevich did finish 16th.
Oh, nice.
Canadian in the field.
That's like a win for a Canadian. If you can finish in the top 20 of the Snowball Derby, that's impressive.
Another name from the past, Ross Kenseth finished 23rd.
Ross, I never quite got that full push into Xfinity Kenseth.
Yeah. So
that was like I was watching somebody. Oh, it was one of the Dale Jr. podcasts recently. I'm trying to remember who was on it, but Justin Labonte's name came up because it was like the guy was buying something from some company. And he's like, oh yeah. He goes, yeah, you know who owns that company. He's like, who? He's like, Justin Labonte. He goes, I haven't heard that name in 10 years.
Yeah.
I was like, and I haven't heard it in 15 because I don't live in Mooresville.
And speaking of Junior, I know you've only had a chance to watch a little bit of the episodes, but they're now in Canada. His Lost Speedways. I didn't get a chance to watch the latest one here Monday night, but they're just fun. They're
I watched it. Was mid Georgia Speedway. And they had Ken Reagan there because Ken Reagan used to run there.
Okay, so you watched this week's one that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I watched part of it. It was interesting. There was actually a still in operation at the track. Well, kind of under the track.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, like a lot of short tracks, you have the ticket booth in the front, and you got another ticket booth out back, which is usually the pit ticket booth.
Yeah.
They didn't sell tickets at that booth. Apparently, for years.
Yeah. I've got to watch that one. There was one other one that was in.
Not a fan of the show, though.
Oh, no?
No. I don't like the fact Dale Jr. doesn't take the time to actually go and show up. He's like watching it on a computer like we're watching it.
There's been a couple where he's been at, so you've kind of, like he says, that sometimes he does join. Because it's Matthew Dillner, brother of Bob, that does do it. And Matthew does do a lot of stuff for the Dirty Mo Posse with his Dale Jr. download and all that. But
right,
I think it's been a fun. Like you get to find like a lot of stuff. Like they did the I just forget the name of it, but it's in Patterson, New Jersey, home to a friend of ours, Sam. That we know from the race, and that was like they used to run like midget sprint cars. They had like boxing. They had like Babe Ruth used to go there to watch boxing. They had concerts there. They had this and that. And then the track is still there, not very good condition. And they actually brought out a guy who used to race there, like just this old guy in like the big goggles and everything in one of his old cars. And they did a few laps.
Yeah, they had Ken Reagan there and then somebody else. They called him one of the greatest short track races because he won like 1,000 race, another Dick Trickle type. But he made it into Cup in the 80s. He was the guy that got caught not once but twice for drug running to finance the Cup team there in the 80s. Remember that?
Kinda.
There's a bunch of YouTube docs on those guys. So it was kind of cocaine cowboys situation. But
there was another Carolina track that he did, and there was they went on a thing to see because he'd heard that Dale and Ralph had actually raced against each other, and so he went on a fact-finding mission to.
That wasn't the old Raleigh track, was it?
No, it was one just. The name slips me now, but it was just in Concord. They're really close to Concord.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's not Concord Speedway, but actually, it was the original Concord Speedway.
Yeah,
I think might have been a 1 mile dirt. If I'm not mistaken.
That might have been. He's done a couple shows for Carolina Speedway. Like one is now a cycling.
Yes.
Track,
like a hippodrome type thing.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. And which still has the original walls still up.
Mm-hmm.
But
you used to be able to say. I remember we were chatting about it because I got it into the Ghost tracks about 20 years ago, and at that time when Google Earth first came out, you could see a lot of those tracks still in the overhead satellite imagery. Mm-hmm. And I'd pour all over that because I became friends. I want to say his name was Matt. Dale Jr. knows him. He refers to the Canadian. He always says the Canadian guy that he hooked up with. It's the same guy because this was in the early 2000s. And you'd be surprised how many tracks there were. Like literally, I don't live in a heavily populated area, but there used to be 15 tracks within an hour of me. 15.
Well, there's one within about 15 minutes of me here. Bridgeport Speedway that was here. Yep. So, and I'm hoping Dale Jr. said that once the borders open up and COVID lifts, that he wants to come to Canada to do a couple.
Well, yeah. Well, let's be honest. Richard Petty got his first Cup start in Canada. He would have won it, except the rat bastard took him out on the last lap. Who was that took him out? That's right, his dad. Because his dad said, "You don't need the win money. I do."
Because I own your car. But yeah.
Yep. Yeah, back in the day where, hey, Dad, I want to get into racing. Sure, I will say, even Cup drivers in the 50s and 60s supported their kids, supplied them with equipment. It's not like today, Kyle Busch, gives his kid a micro sprint, an engineer to set it up, maybe a crew member, team uniforms, fire suit. back in the day, oh, you want to race? Well, all the old cars are out back, pulling out of the sticks. You know, there's a motor sitting over under a tarp in the corner. Freshen that up. Go racing. That's how you were literally used leftover parts from your dad. Now, not a lot of guys got that opportunity too, because a lot of guys would sell your current car to finance the building of your next car. Right. But fortunately, when you have factory backing, you can start parking cars out in the woods behind the shops at Petty's, which we got to get up there at some point.
Yeah. The original Petty Shop's the one that we haven't been to.
Yeah, it's in High Cross because it's like 2+ hours each way.
No, Level Cross.
Same thing. Level Cross, High Point. That's it. Yeah. High Point, Level Cross.
We've been to High Point. We've been up to the Children's Shop.
That's in Welcome.
Yeah, that's it too.
Yeah, if we drove another 20 minutes, we would have got to High Point.
Yeah, but yeah,
there we go. We also haven't hit the Childress Winery either. That'd be a good time. I like wine.
Yeah.
You can drive.
I'm fine to miss out on that one. I'm okay.
Yeah, but it's not like I could open it at the track. Like, can you imagine standing around with a glass of red wine? Sure, Larry Mack could be okay with it, but that's about it. Just Larry Mack. Or RC himself.
Yeah. Yeah, but when do they come around?
They're due.
Yeah, I don't know.
They won't.
No. So.
All right. What else we got going on?
I'm not sure.
Oh, neither do I. Oh, well, let's go another 15 minutes. What the hell? At least take it to 45.
I was trying to think of a way to do our share screen now. I could do a little bit of a jaunt. Another another one of those.
There's usually a lot of that going on in our adventures.
A little video, but I've only got it on my phone here.
Yeah, that won't work.
It won't work. No.
Do I have that stored on my other computer? And if so, I wonder if I could transfer it through my... I'd actually have to network my... that Terry guy, if he's still watching, he could probably help me network my two computers together so I could transfer files back and forth. And then I could just copy it onto this, and then I can upload it, and we can show the whole video.
Was that my...
Yeah. Sorry.
I was going to say, that could probably be easily picked up, but you'd have to go solo for a few minutes. But
yeah, I'll work on that for next week. Figure out how to tether my computers to each other.
Yeah, it's because that was a fun time for me.
You've driven more NASCAR sanctioned race cars than I have.
Well, and the thing with me as well too was that in doing it, I guess you can now say I have driven a stick shift. I'd never driven it up until a stick shift.
You know what, Terry? I'll just do that. Thank you.
Until then, so. But yeah, that was a fun time. It was
yeah.
It was
well, and that's the problem is they only ever have the ride-alongs when we're down in Charlotte, and that's just like going to a strip club. Like, what's the point?
Well, yeah, it's...
If I can't play with the merchandise, I don't want any part of it.
Well, yeah, it's...
Except for that one Sunday when it was my birthday. That's when I started tipping back the pops because Dad's credit card was just burning that wallet up. I could feel it. Ooh, she was hotter than Shakira's butt. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at stuff I've got on here that we can even show for video-wise, and it's... a lot of it is just fireworks and flyovers. But
yeah, and I forgot to go back 6 years on my Instagram to show the bit of video I have on there. I have from the first truck race I got to attend because we're hanging on the back stretch there. And
oh yeah,
one of those speed pads.
Yeah, but it's But yeah, I'm trying to think here if there's anything I have here.
Here,
that we
let
can
me look
do.
that up. While we babble away.
Yeah, just we like to babble here. It's our favorite thing to do. But
all right, that's my profile.
But yeah, it's what happens in silly season. Hopefully, very soon we've got a couple guests lined up for the show here, which I was kind of
yes, you were telling me about that earlier today.
Working on here, so that will be in an hour of fun-filled. Some stories that maybe the names will be changed to protect the guilty, because you're not protecting the innocent with some of those stories.
No. All right, I've made it back. I'm at the beginning of this year. I'm into last year. Okay. What's that? Oh, it's my official Tim Bradley keychain that I took a photo of. Fair enough. That's 2019. It's another event of some kind. All right, we're still in music mode. So this is at least the last few years. There we go. Okay, we're into 2018. This is good. What's that? Okay. Oh. There we go. Let's start with that one. There we go. Because that's a classic. How do I do that again? I got to go to shares. Oh, look at that. All right. Add to stream. Boom.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that handsome
photo many times. I'm not sure if we can even. I don't know if I can zoom in on it.
Not with screen share, unfortunately. You can't make it full screen.
No. But yeah, Jeff.
You're both looking much younger there, Doug. I hate to say it. Then again, that was 9 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it would be. Yeah. Yes, that was our. Well, we got to meet Marcus Smith our first time at the track, and yeah, that was a very very fun day.
I agree.
Now, I'm not sure if I follow through with this here. Looking there,
you have to check the box for sure audio too. Okay. There we go.
Trying to see what else is there. Oh, it's a hauler.
There we go. We see that every trip, eh?
Yeah. But
gotta haul her up. Oh, yeah. There we go. We'll show that one. How do we do that? Add to stream. Boom. For those who don't know, that it would be Mr. Kyle Petty.
Mr. Kyle Petty, yes.
Possibly signing my pit pass.
I think he was, because he was signing my he signed my Coke
we were both rocking the ponytails that day.
Yeah, I think well he does all the time.
Yeah.
So,
and I had just started because this lovely lady gave me a ponytail. That's Sam's lovely, much better half, Monica.
Oh, okay, there. Let's see if you want to flip over to mine there. So that there is probably Kimi Räikkönen. That is his first and only NASCAR ride. 2011.
Oh, wait. I found and there's the photo I was looking for too, but okay, sure. All right, we got some video here, Doug.
Okay.
All right, so how the fuck do I do that? Oop, I cursed. Hey, look at that picture of shoes.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, there's those two handsome devils. And seeing how blurry that photo is, yeah, I was probably feeling about that blurry. So here we go.
This is our vantage point for the All-Star race that we have.
Let's see that again. So yeah, we're right up next to the action.
Yeah. So that would have been practice for the All-Star race, I believe.
Or the Open, remember, because it was condensed day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's the first truck practice. Finally, some track action. Only 185 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here. This is what we do for 2 weeks. We live in that.
That's the humble abode. Yes.
Humble Abode 3.0, we'll say, because we started with the tent, then you had the Coleman pop-up, and then we started rocking that thing. And you can just look at, this is obviously during the week because there's so many people around.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find it. This is more riveting.
There's Doug at his other job.
Yeah,
all right. Let's go back over to you.
Yeah, I'm still. You don't need to look at me because I'm just kind of looking through some other stuff here.
All right. Yeah, that's all back to music stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can see something.
Yeah, the audio didn't come through. I checked the box to share the audio, but apparently audio wasn't enabled on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. But we have fun down there. It is a really good time.
That is definitely true.
Yeah, so I guess we can put this one here up. Is just to show with the Roval.
Yep.
So if you see kind of down right in the middle of the screen there, I'm pointing to the screen, but I know that you can't see me pointing.
How about you use your cursor?
How about I use my cursor? So yes, so you can see that there. That right where that arrow is there.
The dirty spot.
The dirty spot right there.
Death.
That is where people camp very, very hard. That my camper is probably sits right about there.
Yep.
So yeah, so and that's you can see the cursor here as well too, right?
Yep.
For the road course, when they do the Roval, they do come up here and down. So really, if we were to camp at the Roval, we are right along the wall.
Mm-hmm.
There. So
and then if you go up to that loop, that's where our friend TJ camps.
He camps right down here.
Just on the other side of the track, inside that loop.
Oh,
because that's where the concert is. He's actually before that.
Yeah, so he's right in that. Our original
right in there.
Our original campsite was right here on that turn.
Yes.
Because you can see this here row right here.
Yeah.
Was right where
we used to camp. Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Which turned into a mud pit in no time. Thankfully, not so often when we were there.
No.
But apparently, most fall races, it started looking like Woodstock. When people start getting wet and muddy, they start getting naked too. And oh, that's awesome. Not really. It's a NASCAR race, so it's a lot of people that look like us.
Yep.
And we're being complimentary saying they look like us. I think most of them wish they looked as good as us.
I'm going to go out. If you want to just take me out there for a second, I'm going to go out. I'm going to close it off. I will go back here. Yeah, to show just kind of what I had to deal with when I was in Darlington. Not to make fun of this guy at all. Well, actually, you know what? We will. You know what? It's I camped outside the track in Darlington, so there's the view from the from where I camped for Darlington.
Well, hang on, I got to show it again. There.
Okay, so that's
Tent City.
So from the green tent was the one I slept in. So that's where we looked at towards Darlington. One of my first trips down. It says the old Truex hauler for the sales.
Yeah, look how young he looks on that.
Well, I know. So this year was actually the second COT race.
Okay.
We raced the car tomorrow with the wing. So was
that a Jamie McMurray car? Yep.
That was a Jamie McMurray Crown Royal car that they had on display. Also in that display was the David Rudiman 00 Domino's car for Michael Waltrip Racing.
which may have qualified for 3 races ever.
Yeah, not much.
Maybe.
And then it got into Richard
The cool
Petty car.
stuff. Nice.
The old Richard Petty car, and everything was still kind of original.
Yep.
Into it. Daryl car.
The Diegard car, yep.
Yep.
A Monte Carlo, the rare Monte Carlo, Doug.
Well, yeah. So there's the
Clint Boyer.
It was Clint Boyer's car.
I was gonna say it's him or Dave Blaney.
Yep. I'm just gonna close out here. If you take me out for a second, and I'm gonna go down to try and see if I can find. Yeah, it's what it is. People may want to close their eyes too. It's just a lot of people like that. This was 8 o'clock in the morning doing his Budweiser and his Pringles.
Breakfast of Champions.
Yes. So yeah.
I just read the caption.
Yeah. You know, kind of a Jabba the Hutt. And the other celebrity sighting was
the trophy girls.
Right there. We had Dale Gribble from King of the Hill was there as well.
Shirtless. I thought that was me for a sec.
Well, no, it's
except I don't wear my socks up that high.
Exactly, yes. But
I did the old push the socks down the leg.
So if you want to take me out again, I'm going to close this out and I will try and find one other. Oh, so here is the infamous when if anyone ever watched what was that show called? On Monday nights from NASCAR. Ken
Inside Winston Cup Racing.
Yeah, the Ken Schrader did call David Reagan the dart without feathers after this wreck, because this is Schrader.
That was his go-to. Yep. He called Reagan that. He called Carl Edwards that at Martinsville.
Yeah, because Reagan just put him right in the wall.
Yeah.
That race. And yeah, so then the only other picture I have from there is the 24 car in Victory Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, was that your first NASCAR race?
No, that was not. That was my that was race number 2 for me.
Okay. So first NASCAR race, I'm guessing was Michigan.
Was Michigan, yep.
Who won?
Matt Kenseth won that race.
Oh, you got lucky.
Yep. So I was Kenseth, Jeff Gordon. I want to say Casey Kane. Kane or Harvick.
I don't know who won the year in Charlotte before I started going.
Yeah, the year in Charlotte before. Well, yeah, because I did Michigan, Darlington, Charlotte, Rain.
Holy crap! We have a question.
Oh,
Terry asks, "Is there a NASCAR flavored Pringles for NASCAR fans?" Yes, it's smoky rubber.
Yeah. I might. So yes, I was Michigan, Darlington, Charlotte. Didn't see a race the second time in Charlotte because it rained. Then I was back to Michigan, and then I've done Charlotte since. So my 2 races to Michigan, I think I was like row 8 in turn 1. So I brought rubber home with me that day.
I wonder. I still have my Michigan. That was a Pepsi 400. Remember when Pepsi would have like 4 Pepsi 400s a year?
Yeah, my first race was the GFS 400.
I had to watch the Rainbow Warriors win a race for my first race ever.
Yeah, and mine, the GFS, I was like, what the hell is GFS, which is Gordon Food Service.
Right.
I'd never seen a Gordon Food Service truck up until that race, and now I see them all the time.
You could have asked. They were one of our biggest restaurant food suppliers when we had the restaurant. So had you showed up on a Tuesday or a Friday, around 1:30 in the afternoon, you would have seen a Gordon's Food Service truck.
Yeah, so actually my first race,
no problem, Terry.
2006 in Michigan, was on a Sunday, August the 16th, I believe. And Monday, August the 17th, I went and watched Talladega Nights in the theater. And I was like, this movie's all kind of real.
Yep. Yeah, the story about Juan Pablo Montoya coming into NASCAR. Speaking of Juan Pablo Montoya, see how we just segued right in there? Old JPM himself is going to be running the Indy 500 next year for the first time since 2017, I want to say. I believe he's a 2-time winner of the 500. And he's going to be racing for, it's not the Arrows McLaren, it's something else / McLaren IndyCar team. Sounds like McLaren's involved in a few IndyCar teams, which is weird because there was no McLaren chassis used in IndyCar. They're all a Dallara chassis because they are a spec series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's 2 different engine manufacturers, but it's a spec chassis. Although when this generation IndyCar came out, they were, there's going to be 2 different chassis, and then no, everyone's using Dallara.
Mm-hmm.
So it's because Dallara is willing to design an IndyCar. Nobody else is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
the rules are as such. You can't. It's not like the old days where you got guys showing up with 4-cylinder Offenhausers, and other guys got turbocharged V8s, and then any Granatelli shows up with his turbine-powered car, and the good old days. I mean, there was next to no rules.
Yeah, I'm just saying there is another video out there that I know is on YouTube that I'm hoping that we can finally get to see is that cooler slide we did get to see our first time in Charlotte. I know YouTube does have it.
Yeah, because we caught just the end of the wildness of the infield. Now it's pretty family oriented, and I don't know. It was weird because it went really family when I just went down after I complained about the noise every night and I wasn't getting any sleep from all the partiers. Then we go down as what you call it, my record year. And I'm ready to party, and it's family central, and the place is shut down by 10 p.m. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? That's when I started packing that extra box to bring down each year.
Yeah. Was it that year? No, that wasn't that was 2011.
No, 2011 was the first year we went down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then 2016 was my first year back after missing 2015. And somehow it got really family oriented. And yeah, it just wasn't the same. So
I'm kind of cruising YouTube here right now, and Kevin Harvick won that race that first year down there.
Didn't Harvick win it the first year? I was going to say, didn't Harvick win it the first year I went down?
That's what I just said. Okay,
gotcha.
Because that was also the year that Mark Martin, Ryan Newman, and David Gilliland all welded themselves together.
Yep. And then both Dale Jr. and Casey Kane ran out of gas in the last couple laps of the race.
Yep. That's the night.
And then 2 years later, we had the infamous cable incident.
Yep. So hopefully we'll try and get some video of that there up. On that from that there, we'll be able to.
I don't have a DVD drive for this computer, but we have. I think I still have the DVDs that Al made the first year with some video on it.
Yeah, I have them not on this here Chromebook here that I'm using here.
I saw them not too long ago too, but I might have tossed them because I'm like, I'll never look at these again. Because I remember I waited forever and again for one photo, and it was a photo of me up in the starter stand, and I never got the damn photo. He didn't include it on the roll. It was like, I climbed a fucking ladder for that photo. That, that's a big deal.
Yeah. For you, going up the ladder is a big deal. I know this is now riveting me just looking at my phone for this here, but
it's only Terry watching.
Yeah.
He's seen it before.
We could have other people as well too at a later date, but
we're up to 2.
Up to 2. Somebody else has come in.
No, it's just Marcus. What's up, buddy?
But yeah, I'll have to. Maybe YouTube took it down. I don't know, but it was a view from up at the.
From one of the condos,
the Air Force condo, the Air Force deck up there. But yeah, we'll see if the YouTube still has it. Crazy. It was a crazy night. But,
yep. I miss seeing Elvis. I hadn't seen him the last couple of years we were there.
No.
And that was just random. Because I remember the first year I didn't see him, you saw him.
Yeah,
that was the key. If you wanted to see Elvis, you had to drink until about 11:30 at night and then go off to the washroom by yourself. Because I remember it was always, I'd go off by myself and I come back, I'm like, I saw Elvis. And first year, you and Elliott, yeah, right. Next year it was you and Wayne, yeah, right. And then it was the third year, you saw him. You're like, I saw Elvis. I'm like, Jesus.
My 1 year down there without you, I did see Dale Sr. Was out. And it was the freakiest thing I'd ever seen because he was standing next to me. And I'm looking, and this guy's like, he's got the hat, he's got the sunglasses, the shirt, the jeans on.
The stash.
And I turned to my buddy that was kind of down the way, and I was like, hey, and I turned around, and he's gone. Like, there's nobody standing beside me.
And you're thinking, was that the ghost of Dale Earnhardt? Like,
wow. And I was over in the what we call the gypsies. But
and you would have been sober too.
Well, I would have been, yeah.
Yeah, because you barely drank that trip.
Well, no, you weren't with me
the next year.
You weren't with me that trip. But,
that's what I'm saying. You behaved.
Yeah.
Or so I was told. The amount of times I heard the next year, but he wasn't like this last year. It's like, yeah, right, because I'm here.
I didn't camp on the infield. No, that would have been 2007 where I was down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that long ago. But yeah,
God.
so
other than that, yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot of anything happening. It's kind of quiet. Just thinking. We may see the end of a tradition. Actually, we probably will see the end of a tradition this coming spring. It looks like the Long Beach Grand Prix is a no-go.
Okay.
So that's a race that started out as, it's always been known as the Long Beach Grand Prix, although it's been sanctioned by several series over the years. It started out as a Formula One race, and then when Formula One pulled out after 5 years, then it became an IndyCar race, and it stayed that ever since, and they've added various sport series, Trans Am, ALMS. Whew, that was a good one. Amongst others. But because of restrictions in the world, and you got a bunch of stay-at-home orders still going on in California, chances are they're not gonna. Then again, you're not exactly tying up traffic if everyone's quarantined at home.
Yeah, true.
So it looks like they will not be running the streets of Long Beach this coming spring.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing that the other day. So other than that, I don't know. Do we have anything else left? We're pretty much at the top of the hour.
I think I'm tapped out.
I think so too. We're not going into overtime. We don't need a green-white checkered or anything like that.
No.
What do we got coming up next week? I don't know. We might have a guest. We might not. We may have some breaking news. We might not.
Might not.
You'll just have to tune in to find out, I guess.
So I think we may be a lunch bag letdown show next week too.
Okay. Yeah, good. Let me know on that, because if I don't know otherwise, I assume it's 8 p.m.
Yeah, we could be. Possibility of that, and then would be probably a good month and a half of being back to the regular Wednesday night edition, depending on what COVID wants to do with my place of employment. We'll see.
This is true. It really hasn't affected my place of employment.
No, you just can't leave.
Yeah.
Oh no, you probably can now.
Yeah, I can. I've been paroled in that respect, but I don't go anywhere anyway. Actually, that's not true. I've been out of the house a few times this week. Twice? 4 times. 4 times, yeah. Up the kids. Take the kids home.
Yep. There was
That's pretty much it.
There was that situation today. Yep. So yeah.
All right. Sure. the pride of Sydney, Nova Scotia himself. Yes. There was a race in Phoenix.
Yes.
When was that? Late 90s?
Something like that. So saying the pride of Sydney, Nova Scotia, I have left some Dale Earnhardt Jr. and even some Coca-Cola 600 memorabilia. There's some up in Sydney. At some place.
Nice. Ooh, well, there we are. We'll just show that then. There we go. Just to end the show. How do I do that again? I got to go back over here. There. Share screen.
Another place has got a nice, small, little short track there as well too, right across the street from the drag strip, out by the old drive-in. See, Ben's never been there to see all that stuff. I remember seeing a really bad wreck there one night.
There you go. So yeah, Eddie Van Halen was at a race in Phoenix. And there we are. And this is just happened to be Jody the Body Burgamy, apparently is his name, driving the 21B. And apparently he's a Van Halen fan. So there we are.
Yeah.
And apparently I have a Pinterest account with 99 plus notifications. Who knew?
So yeah, so should we end it maybe this way here? I mean, we'll do the much like the concerts in Charlotte finish. Let's should we finish with a flyover?
Sure.
Just let me pull that.
Yeah, most people do it at the start, but we'll do it at the end because
Well, no, because this one here does tie into music.
Yeah.
Tie into music for you. It did.
Oh, damn! That was almost violent. The old cold snacks are taking an effect tonight.
Let's see, holy cow! I do not like photos on Facebook.
No.
I'll say that right now.
Yep.
You put me up there? You ready?
Just about, because I'm just going to quickly share one more photo, actually.
Okay.
But yeah, yours hasn't come up anyways yet for me to allow it. So.
Oh, that's because I haven't. That's because I haven't done anything yet. I forgot. We're still new at this.
There we go.
Coming up.
Oh, you can't really see it, but that's Eddie Van Halen in NASCAR Victory Lane at Phoenix.
Okay.
And over here, maybe we'll even have sound.
As the Leonard Skinner concert finished, we were tribute to this.
And yes, they are flying lower than the grandstands.
Yeah, they're about 100 feet.
Yep. You could feel them flying over. Not just the wind, but the heat.
As I always say, the best part of that maneuver was them practicing at 7 o'clock Friday morning.
Yeah. What the? We're being invaded.
Yes. Yeah. We've had that the odd time. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I still remember that because I heard you rustling in the trailer. I was already outside, possibly having, first thing in the morning cold snack. And they did the right over the grandstands over 3 and 4. And I'm like, oh, this can't be good. And you came out at the same time. We're like, hey, look at that.
The other thing, I don't know if YouTube will get us for this year, but the other fun thing to do there is this.
This is across the street.
Across the street. This I'm not sure if this is the one. So this is the World of Outlaws.
So this must have been one of the first years because we're down closer to turn 1. Oh no!
I think this is no.
Okay, this is last year.
No.
Hope we don't get copyright or something here for the music playing.
Yeah. Let's see the fireworks display. There was one that really singed our eyebrows one time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I swear they've moved those fireworks have moved further back. They used to be about 30 feet closer.
Yep. With the big finale right there. That is warm.
Yeah, you feel that one.
Fireworks.
Oh, I hear movement upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, there we are.
Yep.
We went into overtime anyways, because apparently we had that last caution that put us into overtime.
Yep. So
tune in again next week. It'll be more of this. It'll be a lot of this until mid-February or so. And we wouldn't have it any other way. So
we like to talk, we like to reminisce, and
that's true. Yeah. So yeah, we don't know what's up next week. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll get a guest because then we don't have to talk as much. That's nice.
We will have some action from Walt Disney World next week.
There we are. I will work on that. You will work on that. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
I got it.
Action from Walt Disney World.
Yeah. Yeah. Take care, Chad. It's great seeing you. Part of the Ashby Mafia right there. Yeah. So he's Doug. I'm Ben. We're NasCanucks, presented by the Vibraprint right there. And, I always forget the end. Oh, yeah. Keep it high, wide, and handsome. We'll go with that. Sure.